Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. In the NBA draft is tomorrow. Soon after that is free agency. We've seen some key players who have had player options. Let's take a look at if they declined or accepted their player options, starting with Bradley Beal. He had a player option for 36.4 million, which he declined. He can sign a contract of 5 years for about 247 million if he decides to stay with Washington. People have long rumored whether he wants to leave Washington. They haven't necessarily been a winning team, but he's never hinted at wanting to leave. So he will be an unrestricted free agent. Will the Wizards bring him back? This may come to a surprise to you guys, but John Wall opted in to his $47.37 million player option. Of course, that was a no-brainer for Wall, who unfortunately sat out all of last season. The Rockets are a rebuilding team. They decided they'd rather him not play and sit out rather than help the team get more wins. In the 2020-21 season, he did average somewhere around 20 points and 7 assists, albeit wasn't the greatest shooting percentages, but still shows he's capable of being a lead point guard. Let's see if the Rockets decide to buy him out. Nicholas Batum declined his low $3.33 million player option. No surprise there, as Batum looked to be down and out with Charlotte. Kind of had to revitalize his career with the Clippers. I read earlier that the Clippers are still expected to be the front runners to re-sign him. We got Corey Joseph. He decided to opt into his $5.16 million deal. That's a little bit surprising. I'm not sure what his market would have been in free agency, but he did start 39 games for the Pistons last year, averaging 8 points, 3.6 assists, and shot 41.4% from three-point territory. That sounds like a guy who could have maybe made a little bit more in the open market. PJ Tucker declined his little over $7.5 million player option. Yes, still a excellent defensive player who can hit the three-point ball, but he turned 37 years old during last season. What will his free agent market be? And last, Jeff Green. Jeff Green opted into his $4.5 million deal. He started 63 games for the Nuggets last season. I don't think the Nuggets want that to repeat. They did have Michael Porter Jr. out for most of last season, which is why he was in the starting lineup for much of that year. So what do you guys think? Do you think there's any chance Bradley Beal moves on from the Wizards? Other teams can't offer quite as much, but maybe Beal wants a change of scenery. Do you expect John Wall and the Rockets to come to a buyout agreement? And which teams do you think may be interested in him? Do you think PJ Tucker can get more than the $7.5 million he declined? Some other player options that have not been announced, whether they've been accepted or declined, include Kyrie Irving's $36.9 million, James Harden's $47.4 million, and Russell Westbrook's $47.1 million. Definitely assume that Westbrook will take that $47.1 million despite the troubles he had with the Lakers. Kyrie Irving, we've read reports that the Nets are kind of at an impasse with him. What will happen with him? Let's stay tuned. But I'm excited for this NBA's off season. Let's see what my Knicks do. What do you think your team will do? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.